40 SWAT officers face Utah's deadliest shooter situation.
Set.
This sniper just took a shot at an
Dude, in a neighborhood? You shot that thing off in a
armed
neighborhood?
fugitive holding a family of 5 hostage in their home.
My family's being held hostage.
The gunman, Joseph Anthony, is a man with a purpose. He has a vendetta, and he's going on a rampage, planning to kill his
Dude, this guy? This guy looks super goofy.
Girlfriend and multiple other people who wronged him in the past. Police don't know how far he's gotten on his list of targets, and if they don't capture him here, this family
Why did he
could be next.
Running across the freeway. Let me see your hands!
All units, I'm gonna set containment. We're gonna wait for the...
Dude, what's like the minimum amount of officers that show up in a SWAT team? That's usually a whole lot of people. Not a whole van full of dudes. Small element of 5? They be rolling 5 deep? That's it? Full team of 25 plus. Many local agencies have teams around 16 to 20 members. Okay. Made up of 20 full-time. Okay, so maybe 50 is kind of a lot.
Did you know that you can order breakfast?
Helicopter, all units, hold your position.
Dial the fuck in, right? It's a showtime. Yep. Okay.
Start out, go.
One more. Police! Police! Police!
Just gonna jump in like that? We're not even gonna like yell at them for a while? Oh, I'm tripping.
Joseph Manhart. He has a firearm on him and he is armed.
Where is he?
He's outside my front door right now. I need the cops here ASAP.
I've got units on their way, okay?
Dude, I love Dr. Insanity's videos. The best editing and everything. I mean, this is so much better than half the ones that just show the static with... half the ones that play the call without even any subtitles. But he's making it look cool.
Okay, you gotta hurry.
Okay.
You gotta hurry though, I'm dead serious.
Just 24 hours earlier.
Okay, hold on. I gotta play that call over. I didn't even fucking hear it.
It's Thursday, September 9th, and the first sign that
Dude, I
something
love
is
Dr.
seriously
Insanity.
wrong comes from an alarming 911 call.
Central 911, what is the address of your emergency?
Leighton. So my brother, he's on the loose right now and he threatened to kill his girlfriend a couple days ago. He just showed up at my house.
What's your brother's name?
Joseph Manhart. He has a firearm on him and he is armed.
Where is he?
He's outside my front door right now. I need the cops here ASAP.
I've got units on their way, okay?
Okay, you gotta hurry.
Okay.
You gotta hurry though, I'm dead serious.
Oh, and that's his brother, you know? He probably knows more about what he's capable of.
Just 24 hours earlier, Joseph Manhart kidnapped his ex-girlfriend, assaulted her, and threatened to kill her. After managing to escape, she called police, triggering an arrest warrant for Joseph's immediate capture. Since then, Joseph vanished, and police had no indication of where he might strike next, until now.
So what did he initially do? He's just on the run? Because he just said he was loose and he's armed. Am I stupid? What did he do?
With an active warrant and a report that Joseph is armed and dangerous, officers are dispatched immediately, advancing towards the house,
Oh,
fully
it was for his girlfriend.
prepared for a shootout.
I've just talked to the homeowner. He said that if he didn't drive, the only place he could have went is hopped the fence and is barricaded in that shed that Swenson's got a view on. So he said the best way to go through is us just knock on the door, he'll let us in, we'll go through the house and clear the shed. We're ready.
So he's told him to hide in the shed in the back, and he's just telling the cops where he's at. So I guess they're just trapping him.
All right, I got it.
Dude, would you want to be the shield guy? Is that the safest option? I almost feel like it's not. I mean, you're not armed. You're really depending on everyone else covering you. I don't know.
Bye. You want to show us where to go?
Dude, that'd be scary. Two dudes with ARs and another guy with a riot shield at your door.
And where's the shed?
At least he knew they were.
You got me? I'm gonna have to go through and hit it and come swing it out wide.
Swing it out wide and I can step in front.
Okay.
Bro, can't he hear you? I mean, you guys aren't talking quietly.
What if you could clean your retainer at the touch of a button? No more brushing or tablets. Over 4 years ago, our team of engineers knew there had to be a quicker, easier, and more effective way.
Police, anyone in there? Police, if anyone's in there, show me your
How big of a
hands. Come
shed
out.
is this?
Yes, in the box. Okay, step in.
Okay.
That's not even a lethal then. He's not even going in with a lethal weapon.
Okay, ready to go.
Show me your hands. Anyone in here?
I mean, they said he was armed and dangerous. I just.
Okay, clear. All right.
Why are we lying
You
to
didn't make it in here. Probably drove by one of us.
With no sign of the suspect, Joseph remains at
I mean, they have actual weapons on him too, so I don't know. That's
large,
fine.
and whatever he came here to do, he didn't finish it. So before officers leave the residence, they speak with Joseph's brother, trying to understand why Joseph showed up and what he might do next. What he tells
Not good that I'm coughing, bro. Should I do that real quick? I'm gonna forget. I don't want to have things queued. Hate having shit queued. I want to just let it chill until I'm done.
them reframes the entire situation. According to his brother, Joseph didn't come here randomly. He was
Dude, I hate his facial hair. That looks so, I don't know. That's like so dramatically like thin and long on the bottom. It's like kind of gross. It's like puby.
likely looking for his ex-girlfriend, the same woman who escaped his kidnapping just a day earlier. The two had recently broken up, a split that left Joseph without stable housing and increasingly angry. His brother also tells police that in recent conversations, Joseph had
Dude, so he was just mooching off her anyway, and then being a total dick. I'm glad she called the cops.
been talking about tying up loose ends and ending it all. To officers, it begins to sound like Joseph isn't just running. He may be moving with intent, driven by a personal vendetta and targeting people he believes have wronged him. If that's true, it has never been more urgent to locate Joseph before
It's always somebody who's got like nothing going on and left. Like he's homeless and stuff now, so I guess it feels like he doesn't have anything. But it's always those people who want to go down and take everybody else with them. Like that's so pathetic. Especially when, because then you costing everybody so much time and effort just for being such a loser. Like, I don't know how people can be okay with that in themselves. Like, is pride not a real thing in everybody? Is that not just built in?
he reaches someone else. But it doesn't take long for those fears to be confirmed, because later that evening, police receive another alarming 911 call.
Airfield 911.
My brother-in-law's at my house right now.
Okay, where is he? Is he outside?
Oh, how much family does this guy have?
Yes, he's outside.
Okay. Is he knocking on the door or what's he doing?
He's in the front yard. They said they already have an APB out on him.
Yes. Okay.
I need to get here right now.
Okay, we're on the way.
Tell me exactly where he's at. He was out front. He was walking around out front. He's walking around.
Following this terrifying call for help from Joseph's sister-in-law, officers are dispatched to the home once again. But by the time they arrive, Joseph has already vanished. This time, however, officers decide to canvass the surrounding neighborhood before leaving, a decision that will prove critical. Nearby CCTV footage captures Joseph getting into a car and speeding away from the property earlier in the day. For the next few hours, patrol units search across the city, but the white Hyundai remains out of sight. But over the next several hours...
Good luck finding that, dude. I bet there's like 50 of those the second you pull out around the corner at the Walmart.
Joseph's decisions will force officers into one of the most dangerous manhunts of their careers.
At what point do you get SWAT involved? I mean, they do police... Well, actually, yeah. Police chases do eventually turn 5 stars, right? Okay.
For the next few hours, patrol units search across the city, but the white Hyundai remains out of sight. Then, around 1:30 a.m., a lone patrol unit spots a vehicle matching the description and immediately initiates a pursuit.
It's a totally the same car, it's just a totally different person. I'd be terrifying. They're barreling towards you. It's late and dark. You got off work.
Just past the vehicle and the median.
Just as the officer begins to close the distance, he suddenly loses sight of the car Joseph is believed to be driving. But just minutes...
It's a Hyundai. How does he smoke you like that in no time at all?
Later, as patrol units continue canvassing the area, one officer spots Joseph's car parked on nearby train tracks.
Good thing you outnumber them, because you definitely would have lost if this was like a 1v1 situation.
With no way of knowing whether Joseph is still inside or hiding close by, the officer cautiously approaches the vehicle.
Okay.
He went right through.
Hey, I have civilians here saying that there's a car parked on the tracks at Building Hotel 3 on the southwest end. Can I get a couple more of this way?
31 headed that way.
It built up to 76. I have visual on the vehicle.
You know how many times that's happened? And I bet the guy at the cop, he turns on the lights for a second, flies through the light. I think he's an asshole just doing it. He's really on his way to an emergency with the most intense chase situation or whatever they've had in Utah. Bro, Utah?
It looks like it still might be occupied. Not sure yet. South corner of Hotel 3. Looks like vehicle might be abandoned. If we can start getting containment close in, and then I can start my dog.
The car turns out to be empty, and there's no sign of Joseph anywhere nearby. By abandoning the vehicle here, Joseph appears to have given officers an advantage. He's now on foot.
I mean, it doesn't seem like he's armed. Like, maybe he has like a knife or something, but I feel like he doesn't have like a gun. So I guess they don't have to be like as worried.
Without transportation, police finally have a chance to corner him. But that window closes almost immediately, as just 20 minutes later, Joseph makes his next move.
Immediately humbled.
911.
Yeah, this is the utility trailer. I just had a lady walk in the front door, said her car was stolen and she was shot at.
What kind of car?
Got blood on her.
We're in the area looking for this guy. Could she tell you quick what kind of car?
What kind of car?
As dispatch gathers details from the call, patrol units across the area are alerted to be on the lookout for a stolen white Kia Optima, taken at gunpoint. At the same time, one patrol unit is sent to the scene of the carjacking to speak directly with the victim, where they'll learn just how close Joseph is.
And it feels so slow the way they do like police stuff. Like, they are not ahead. They're just literally reacting. It's so, but like, what else do you do? I mean, it's just kind of how it is.
To committing his first murder.
Do you mind if I talk to you for a second, ma'am? Okay. Do you mind just telling me what happened?
So I was sitting in my car and he was like, "Hey, do you have a cigarette?" Or no, he asked me if I had a lighter, sorry. And I was like, "Yeah."
already messing up. What is wrong? What the? Are you drunk? Like,
I only rolled down
I
my window
immediately
like
don't
this
want to listen
far,
to you.
and I handed him my lighter, and then he was handing it back to me, and then he just shoved his arm in my window, and I just started rolling it up, and I started screaming, and he was like, I have a fucking gun, and then he pulled it out, and I just kept rolling up the window trying to scream, and then he just shot out the window, and then I just opened the door, and I said, you fucking have it, and then I just got out and ran.
Okay.
By this point, it's clear Joseph has lost control, and this woman is lucky to be alive. But that might not be the case for whoever crosses his path next. Because just minutes later, around 2 a.m., a patrol unit spots the stolen car speeding down the highway, heading toward Utah County. As soon as the pursuit begins, Joseph starts swerving across lanes, forcing other drivers to
say that is not a straight line at all. It is going
react
way.
and putting innocent lives directly in danger.
Go. How fast is he going?
With Joseph refusing to slow down, it's only a matter of time before someone gets hurt. So to bring the pursuit to an end, an officer approaching from the opposite side of the highway pulls over and prepares to deploy spike strips. At highway speeds, there's no margin for error.
There's no way you can't run from them. There's always another one. Down another. It's like a freaking McDonald's or a Starbucks. There's always another one 2 minutes away. It's ridiculous. So I don't know why people try to run.
Have to go down seconds before Joseph reaches them. Too early, and he'll see them in time to swerve around and put innocent lives at even greater risk.
Go. Oh, I've never seen them open it. That's sick. Oh, that was perfect. That was actually sick.
Good spikes. Southbound Shepherd. Need a unit.
Oh, give him a promote. That was sick. That wasn't his first time.
He's running across the freeway. He's in the northbound lanes. Red jacket. Let me see your hands. He's hopping the fence. He's over the fence now. We need units to frontage. He's on frontage now. Going to housing complex over here. By a white, like, fence is about to hop.
Do you think it's like a worse charge if they run like longer and waste more time like this, or more units and stuff, and get the SWAT called? Like, that's got to be a more expensive bond, at least.
Hopping it into someone's backyard.
After abandoning his car, Joseph runs towards a residential area surrounded by homes where families are asleep inside. Knowing how dangerous and unpredictable Joseph is, officers now have to cut through the busy highway and move quickly to find him before anyone else is put at risk.
No, he's behind that picket fence right there, whatever address that is. I don't know what the hell that is, but he's behind that.
Negative. No shots. Frontage. Go more towards probably.
What's that?
Just going 20-25 north.
Okay.
I think they come out that way.
Over this vinyl right here. That's where he went, in this dude's backyard.
My copy, Star 9 will be headed our direction shortly.
Where are you?
He hopped this one right here.
All units, I'm going to set containment. We're going to wait for the helicopter. All units, hold your positions. Don't go walking around.
With Joseph disappearing into a residential area, the situation becomes far more unpredictable. By now, more than 30 officers are flooding the scene, and without coordination, every decision risks putting innocent families.
Okay, so they're not all SWAT officers necessarily, right? I mean, these are just normal officers now.
In danger. This is when Sergeant Sheldon arrives and takes control.
Stand by, I'm setting containment, all right? Sorry, bro. I don't have all the information because we switched this last minute, okay? So, what do you guys got?
So, he already found someone in the Freeport Center.
Okay.
Probably gonna take like half an hour for that bird to go.
He hopped over that fence right there.
Which fence? That one? Okay.
After a quick brief, Sergeant Sheldon forms a plan to flush out Joseph. First, a helicopter is called in to scan the
my families and stuff, and like, clearly he's crazy because there ain't no plan going on. But he don't have a gun. I mean, he's still
neighborhood
dangerous.
from above. Second, a tactical operations center is established near Joseph's last.
I mean, I'm just impatient. Like, when can we get there? This is kind of long.
One single shot.
Search.
But before we get to that, some.
Okay, and then a sponsor.
Most for an scene. On the ground, officers spread out searching for Joseph and cautiously prepare for an ambush.
A lot of briefing, a lot of catching up.
Forerunner?
Y'all don't need that.
Gotcha. Contact the homeowners
Does
already?
anybody know why they strobe like that? Like, it completely reveals that you're there, no? Like, I know that's maybe what you want. Or your presence.
Bountiful Police! Hi, Bountiful Police. Did you guys get to... Oh, sorry. We're just looking for somebody in the area. Your home is secure. Didn't notice anything suspicious.
You just swing around the back with an AR. Your home's secure, ma'am. It's all good. Oh, man, I don't know. That sounded a good save.
Okay, it's gonna have white male, red shirt. You see someone like that, give us a call. If you find them or see them,
what time is it?
Give us a call 911. All right, thank you.
No, you're good. Just make sure you lock your door.
Sorry.
Who the hell is this guy with us?
Dude, throw her in a car. She's guilty. No.
Crazy.
After more than 2 hours of knocking on doors and checking backyards, there's no sign of the suspect. Joseph's absence becomes increasingly unsettling, and Sergeant Sheldon quickly recognizes what it likely means.
If Star 9 can't find him, we have a totally different situation, right? Because he potentially could be in any one of these houses. He could be taking people hostage.
Duh, bro. I knew that before What are we doing?
He could have broken in and it's
Is
unoccupied.
this why the people get away so often? Isn't it like 40% of people get away?
Right, so we have all of this
And that's what the people
shit that we're going to have to filter through.
Like, investigate.
And that's going to have to take
How many houses are we looking at?
resources. I would
found out about. I found out about. Whatever. You knew what I meant.
estimate 8 on this side, 6 to 10 on this side.
At this point, Sergeant Sheldon and his team are forced to consider multiple scenarios, including a barricaded suspect holding hostages inside. But they won't have to weigh those possibilities for long, because one phone call is about to answer that question for them.
911, what's your emergency?
Gosh, my family's being held hostage.
Immediately after this, officers spread out and quickly locate the caller nearby, Chris Samuelson, a father who managed to escape the house just moments earlier. What he tells them is chilling. Inside the home, his wife, 2 daughters, and his daughter's boyfriend are still...
Did you just dip? I don't know if I just dip. I got a whole family up in there. I got a Rambo that month. I mean, you just have to. They're going to know if they get out alive. Remember the time when we got a home invasion from some homeless guy and you dipped? To go get help. I know, Nancy. Never going to hear the end of that.
Still being held at gunpoint, and Joseph is inside with them. With this new escalation, Sergeant Sheldon knows this is now beyond the scope of a standard response and prepares to bring in specialized tactical support.
Now we're calling it SWAT? Oh my God, after you guys have completely failed your job the entire duration, could we not have got him on the freeway? Dude's driving a Hyundai at the time. A Hyundai, bro. You could have, you're in a freaking police vehicle. Is that not a little bit faster?
Traffic, all units, priority traffic. We have
It's late, bro. There wasn't any traffic or anything. You could have easily got up there, pitted him, whatever, used the strap thingy that grabs the wheel or whatever. I mean, this is just not necessary, especially if anyone dies at this point. Totally unnecessary, and I feel like the cops' fault a little bit.
From a citizen leaving a house.
Oh, jeez. Let's move.
All bountiful SWAT return to talk. All bountiful.
We got to get there. I'm gonna lose my mind watching these people like slug it along. All right, what's going on?
The daughter who'd been sleeping in the basement somehow managed to slip outside without Joseph ever noticing. And without realizing it, Joseph's hostage count is now down to 3. With that update, commanding officers begin reassessing the situation.
Okay, one of the kids got out sick. She was staying in the basement. Weird, maybe fine. Maybe weird.
In real time, they review everything Joseph has done over the past 36 hours and determine that he has shown a complete disregard for human life and willingness to escalate when under pressure. Based on that assessment, commanders make a critical decision. SWAT teams are authorized to use deadly force if...
Bro, we could have been using deadly force a minute ago, but you were walking up in that thing with the less than lethal. I mean, y'all knew he was armed and dangerous. Why say he's armed and dangerous if we're not going to authorize deadly force because of his armed dangerousness? It's ridiculous.
If a clear opportunity presents itself. From this point forward, the priority is clear. Protect the hostages at any cost.
Dial the fuck in, right? It's a showtime.
Yep.
Okay?
It's been.
Dial
Y'all
in,
should be dialed in.
Salt Lake City's in now as well. Now, let's do press shutdown. Back out, do it again. Go.
So, we're throwing a bang as soon as the door gets open.
Bro, with all these debriefs, they're so slow. I feel like they're all just yerking themselves by like talking about it, thinking they're like hard shit or something. Like, bust the door in or something. Make a plan. Let's.
Okay.
Gee.
Front door opens in.
Thank you.
This is the living room we got set up.
Ahead of the
This is
game.
kitchen area. Okay? Everybody good with that?
Wrong side
It's y'all's
Yep,
job.
wrong side of that, right? All right, Phil Preach, we're going to practice to the right. We'll get behind the stairs.
If daughter snuck out window, that means...
Okay, let's go in.
Negotiators will make contact with Joseph, work to slow him down, gain compliance, and convince him
as usual.
Does one.
All right, here we go. Stand off. Please.
Thanks, man.
The officer assigned as the sniper is Jared Tadahara, a long-serving police officer who moved from patrol and street crime work into a specialized SWAT sniper role.
Do they pay you if they let you use your bedroom on the second floor as a sniper's nest? You think you get paid?
After arriving on scene, Tadehara conducts a quick tactical assessment and moves into a nearby house facing the Samuelson home. From here, he has a clear view of the backside of the house, a position that allows observation without being easily visible to the suspect and provides a safe distance to avoid interfering with perimeter officers. But Tadehara isn't working alone. Every sniper has a spotter, a second officer responsible for range calculations, wind assessments, and most critically, confirming that the
Really? Bro, I never knew that. Is that normal? Like all the time? Anytime there's a sniper, there's another guy too?
shot is clear before Tadehara pulls the trigger. Across the street, negotiations continue. For the past 3 hours, officers have been trying to reason with Joseph, urging him to surrender and release the hostages. But Joseph refuses. He won't let anyone go and threatens to kill the entire...
Just go to jail, dude. You're just gonna lose relevancy in natural life out there anyway. Just get to it.
Entire family if officers attempt to force entry. With 3 people at fatal risk, a precise sniper shot becomes the only way to end the standoff before it turns deadly. But before Officer Tadehara gets that opportunity, he receives crucial information that makes things a lot more risky.
The difference between suspect taken. Suspect appears to have a shorter, wider nose. Yeah, a slightly rounded face.
Do you think like technology makes sniping like a little bit easier nowadays or something? Like he's got this extra screen where he can kind of see in the zoom. I'm hoping. How else does he know all this?
Unfortunately for Tadehara, the situation just became far more complicated. One of the hostages inside is a male who closely resembles Joseph. One wrong shot.
Bro, they do kind of look similar, though. And from that far away, that would be super sad. Oh man, y'all got sued so bad.
And an innocent person could be killed. With that in mind, Tadehara shifts his position to a different house across the street. He needs an angle facing the front door of the Samuelsons' home. The shot at this distance travels roughly 75 to 100 feet and takes less than a second from decision to impact. At the same time...
And you know that's not a question. They're just knocking on the door. We're coming in, and we're going to snipe from your bedroom. Okay? That's it.
Negotiators reassess their approach. What's been alarming them throughout the standoff is that Joseph hasn't made any traditional demands. He didn't ask for money, car, or safe passage. Instead, he's simply refusing to let anyone go. That behavior begins to make sense once investigators provide more insight into Joseph's condition. According to them, his mental state has been deteriorating for hours. Using drugs for days, his thinking is no longer rational or strategic, and his behavior is increasingly...
Yeah, I was saying, ain't no logic in this man's brain. None of the stuff he's doing makes any sense. And I can't believe it takes them so long to get to these things.
Volatile. Most concerning of all, Joseph isn't releasing the hostages or surrendering. His endgame appears to be killing people he blames for all his problems, then forcing police to kill him or take his own life. Because of this assessment, SWAT officers remain positioned far back to avoid provoking him. Negotiators then ask Joseph to step outside the front door with the hostages to prove they're still alive. If he does, it will give Tadehara a clear view and a chance to take the shot. It takes time, but Joseph eventually agrees to walk to the front door with the hostages while warning he'll shoot them if officers make any aggressive moves.
Oh, well, he's not using logic anymore anyway, so...
After 2 days of chasing Joseph, officers finally have a chance to bring his violent rampage to an end. Gun then lies prone, steadies his aim, and slows down his breathing. A few seconds pass, and then the front door begins to open.
Go, go, go.
He did the whole breathing thing too. That was sick. One shot, one and done. Oh, he's not surviving that.
Go, 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 go.
Oh, I bet it's clean. It's just painted the whole place.
Right. I think we're good. Where else do you need? I think we're good right now. Okay. Unless they start calling somebody.
Oh yeah, no, they're in there like as he was never there. He's done.
Let's go. Let's go. One more. One more. Police! 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 Police!
Is this another?
Gotcha. We got him. We got him. We got him. Hands up. Hands up, bro.
I mean, they probably thought he was breaching the door with y'all yelling like that. I mean, yeah, you had no other option, but they were probably terrified in that.
I don't know, maybe a piece of his skull hit me or something, I don't know.
You're good.
You sure?
Yeah, you're good. Let me see.
Maybe a piece of his skull hit me, but someone hit me, can I point? Someone hit me right here.
I see.
Come on, what do you see?
He's okay. Yep. Take it. Grab him. You okay? You got.
Bro, no. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Anything? Careful, she's shaking. Yep, I got you. Just hold on to me. I got you.
Oh my god.
It's over. Okay? You're safe. You are safe.
After more than...
Did a piece of skull hit him? Oh, I'm done, dude. Okay. I think I got my fill on that one. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be all for that one. Okay, the next one. Pep it up, gonna be tried breakfast at non-breakfast restaurants. Sam Reed is always very fun. A new Chilling Scares video. Well, a little bit new. 5 most disturbing internet rabbit hole. 5 most disturbing internet rabbit holes.
Walkout photo. On October 18, 2025, a UFC Fight Night match between Brendan Allen and Ryanair de Ridder in Vancouver went viral across the internet. But not because of the UFC walkout photo. On October 18, 2025, a UFC Fight Night match between Brendan Allen and Ryanair de Ridder in Vancouver went viral across the internet.
Those are some crazy That's actually kind of a cool idea, though. No?
But not because of the fight itself. Instead,
it's kind of goofy. It's kind of goofy. Too big, and right there, bad spot.
The moment that caught everyone's attention happened during Brendan's walkout. A small handful of people noticed that as he was making his way to the octagon, a fan flashed his phone to the camera for a split second, showing what looked like a very disturbing image. What a lot of people thought was the picture of a lifeless body lying on the ground. What made this already creepy
Bro, that's what?
Incident even more disturbing was when the camera moved a bit further and showed the person who was holding the phone. He was wearing a luchador-inspired wrestling mask, likely to hide his identity, all while looking directly at the camera with an unsettling, almost psychotic smile on his face. Which begs
like a luchador mask to a UFC fight. I don't think that's normal. No? Like, I think he's just kind of being a troll.
Question: what was this picture, and why did he show it on live TV to an audience of millions? Reverse image searching the picture on the phone doesn't bring up any similar results, and no one has been able to link it to some movie or TV show either. In other words, the person holding the phone likely took the picture themselves. And judging from what it looks like, the most disturbing explanation that comes to mind is that the man in the luchador mask had killed the person in the photo. The person appeared to have heavy bruises, including black eyes and possibly a bloody mouth. Even if they were alive, they appeared to be in serious danger, possibly after being kidnapped by the perpetrator.
What? Bro, we are going out on a limb.
And while this might sound absurd at first, it's definitely a real possibility to consider. There have been countless killers throughout history who craved attention and deliberately left behind clues to become famous. Maybe this particular killer thought showing off their crime on TV was the best way to receive
bro. That's
that attention. And with the virality and discussion online, he certainly achieved that goal. On a similar note, this could also be a ransom kidnapping situation where the stunt was meant to publicly prove the victim was still alive to their family, especially since sending the photo directly would risk law enforcement tracing it back to the kidnappers. That said, there are a few notable innocent theories suggesting the opposite that have likely kept law enforcement from conducting any real.
But you can also see a big grin on his face as if he was dared to do it. He doesn't look very old, and it looks like a couple of buddies trolling to get some attention. Hope I'm right. Looks like a victim on the phone. Hopefully not. Why do people do that shit, dude? You don't know. Like,
some have suggested that this was nothing more than a prank. As a user on Reddit speculated, "To me, it looks like some college-aged guy laying on a bathroom floor with makeup on. Could be a dude who got so drunk his mates decided to mess with him by drawing on his face or putting makeup on him, then took a picture. One of them decided to shame him even further by flashing it at..."
I'm sorry, but that is so much more rational than it being a dead person and he's like trying to, I don't know, start a Zodiac killer type crap. It's so dumb.
The UFC when he knew the cameras would be broadcasting. It's also possible that it could be a deliberate attempt to create a creepy hoax, especially since it happened fairly close to Halloween. Cropping out just the phone and brightening up the image also makes
there ain't even no blood on there, bro. That's just a dude laying down.
To look a bit more like a regular photo. Some argue that now it looks like a man simply sunbathing on an outdoor lounge chair with a pool in the background. But why would someone be motivated to show something like
It's called using your brain though, dude.
This if it really was an innocent picture? At the end of the day, all of these theories are just guesses, and any number of things could really be going on here, innocent or disturbing. Because the masked man's identity was never revealed, we will likely never know for sure.
I think we know, bro.
Buried alive in
Okay.
Brazil.
Please let this one be better. Because what the hell was that? I love chilling scares, and what the hell was that, bro?
In January 2018, a 37-year-old Brazilian woman named Rosângela Almeida was going about her day when she suddenly collapsed out of nowhere. She was rushed to the hospital where doctors found that she had experienced 2 cardiac arrests. She was in critical condition and eventually passed away on January
Like back to back or at the same time?
28 after barely clinging to life for a few days in the ICU. Her family held a memorial service for her that evening, and she was buried in the Sonora Santana Cemetery near her hometown. Her remains were placed in a wooden casket which was encased in a solid
Bro, that looks kind of sad though. That doesn't look like... That looks kind of sad.
concrete tomb. Losing her at such a young age was devastating for her family, and especially her mother. What none of them knew, however, was that their grief was about to take a dark, tragic turn. You see, a day after her burial, reportedly, people living next to the cemetery started hearing noises from graves. These included the sound of someone banging their hands against...
Bro, I feel like you're not supposed to keep bodies in there like that though. I think, is that just a US thing? I don't know if that's normal, but I don't think it's right. Like, it's kind of weird. And at a certain point, we're gonna run out of room, aren't we? Are we supposed to move the graves and forget that there's a person under there?
a hard surface, as well as a faint scream in some instances. However, the neighbors initially brushed off the noises as a prank by children, something that apparently happened often enough for them to ignore the noises entirely. But several days passed and the sounds did not stop. It wasn't until 11 days later that someone realized that the sounds were coming directly from Rosângela's grave. The neighbors immediately alerted her family upon making this discovery, fearing that she might have been falsely declared deceased and was still alive when buried. What made the situation even more concerning was the fact that Rosângela had been suffering from fainting spells ever since she was little. The time she spent unconscious...
I don't know. I feel like we're kind of reaching again, because if we're just forgetting that the kids do this so often that they just didn't even care to look into it, or is that just lazy police work?
This had also been increasing over the years. Maybe she was just passed out when the hospital staff incorrectly declared her dead. Family, friends, and neighbors rushed to the cemetery and opened her coffin, hoping to save her, with some people recording the whole event. Sadly, Rosângela was showing no signs of life. However, the people who touched her body exclaimed that she was still a bit warm to the touch, implying...
Nah, bro, that's the trauma. Like, they're just trying to rationalize what they literally just did. They just grave robbed this lady.
...that she was at least alive up until very recently. Later reports also claimed that the nails in the coffin were looser than they were when she was buried, and that there were injuries on her wrists and blood marks on the inside of the coffin that weren't present before. Even
okay, well, if there's blood,
the pieces of cotton placed in her nose and ears were knocked out. Most importantly, witnesses reported that she didn't seem nearly decomposed enough for someone who had died 11 days earlier. After the casket was exhumed, Rosângela was taken back to a nearby hospital where she was pronounced dead for a second time and buried once again. The question everyone had on their mind, however, was whether she was buried alive the first time. Her family, and particularly her mother, believed that was the case.
Bro, you'll never know now, though. You'll never know. That'd be the most horrible testimony. Well, if there's blood in the casket, dude, how the hell else is it there? And what are we even talking about? Like, it would be confirmed. Would it not? Like, that's DNA, bro.
Testimony from other people also seemed to back this conclusion, with one neighbor stating, "There were more than 500 people who came here and packed the cemetery. Everybody went to see. Lots of people touched her foot, and everybody saw that she was still warm. She wasn't cold."
I don't know about that claim, though. Like, I feel like the people who touched her are kind of not part of it now because of that. Like, I don't know, man. Like, if I'm I don't know, if there was a crowd of people and we mobbed together, dug up a grave, and then we were all trying to make sure she was alive, I'd be thinking shit too. Like, I don't know how cold or warm a body should be 11 days, bro. I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to still be warm. I have no idea. So me just guessing and saying 500 random people that showed up and touched her body, I don't think they're that educated just because of what they did. And then, like, now we're going to take their... No, I'm sorry, bro. We need something else. This isn't enough.
Now, there are countless real stories of people tragically getting buried alive by accident, with many eventually passing away in the coffins before they could be rescued. And while the vast majority of these stories are from before we had modern medical tech, errors still do happen to this day. Just a few years ago, a Chinese woman was declared dead and sent to the funeral home before being discovered to be still alive. So, the idea of the same thing happening to Rosangela was a real possibility.
Yeah, but they didn't find blood in that lady's casket, bro. And if there wasn't any found, didn't happen. Or you got police corruption. I don't know, one or the other, but she was probably alive. If there was blood, she was alive. Because what the hell else? Like, what are we even talking about? How is it a rabbit hole?
Especially when we consider the fainting spells she experienced her whole life. However, despite all the reports and supposed evidence, both the doctors and investigators stayed adamant that she had passed away before her burial. In a statement to the media, the doctor explained that she was already in a serious, irreversible condition when she arrived at the hospital. From there, she was put under an intense level of monitoring to observe all her vitals closely. So there was no way he could have falsely assumed her to be dead.
Yeah, but what happened? What did she have? What was she being fixed of? Like, what? There was no info. That was so vague.
Under those conditions. As for the slower decomposition, that was explained by the result of her being on strong antibiotics while she was in the hospital. But these explanations failed to convince Rosangela's mother, who was devastated by the thought of her daughter enduring days of suffering buried in her casket.
Well, yeah.
The case also became major news across Brazil, with many even accusing the police of not doing a proper investigation to protect the hospital and the doctors. So, what really happened? Was Rosangela actually buried alive? From everything I was able to find, it's not likely. For instance, many people reported her body being warm to the touch after opening the casket, suggesting she was alive up until recently. However, even if we assume that she was buried alive, there's no way she would have had enough air in the tomb to stay alive for 11 days straight. Giving it the benefit of the doubt, let's assume there was a whole—
No food, no water, no sanity in there for 11 days, bro. I don't even think that's what they were claiming, though. They just said it wasn't as decomposed as an 11-day body should be, they thought. And that the antibiotics supposedly was the reason that wasn't the case. So I don't know if I honestly think he kind of misunderstood that one, but
somewhere in the tomb big enough to let fresh air in. Even then, it's near impossible for her to stay alive without water for long, all while screaming and banging on the coffin. Speaking of which, the investigators also claimed that they didn't find anyone who personally heard the noises, implying that it was nothing more than a rumor. That said, the details surrounding—
Yeah, bro, there's hella rumors around this thing. Like, what are we doing? There's no blood? Then I'm not in it. Like, it's not a rabbit hole, didn't happen. And she just died and it's tragic and the mom can't handle it. So whatever, make up whatever story you need to cope. It's fine. It's not a problem.
Running the case, like the reports of wrist injuries and blood marks, are still a bit murky to reach a solid conclusion. Whether or not Rosangela was—
Okay, so there is blood marks now. Now we're sure there's blood marks. So what's the question? This is kind of dumb. I'm getting frustrated with
actually buried alive is still and will likely remain unknown.
Just my thought, if there's blood, and he just said that they can't seem to explain the blood marks, I think it happened then. That's where I'm going to leave it at. I'm done with this one. Let's go to the next one, please.
The Wikipedia edit. WWE wrestler Chris Benoit was scheduled for a live house show—
I think I've already heard about this one, though. Let me see what he has to
on
say.
Saturday, June 23, 2007 in Texas. But hours before the event, the 40-year-old wrestler called management and claimed that he wouldn't be able to make it because both his wife and son were ill with food poisoning. But he didn't show up the next day and wasn't picking up his phone either. After over 24 hours of trying to contact him, the WWE management dialed 911 and requested a wellness check for Chris on Monday, June 25, assuming that maybe he was sick as well and needed help. However, nothing could have prepared the officers that were dispatched to his home for the tragedy they were about to witness. They arrived at his house in Georgia at around 2:30 p.m. and rang the bell. When no one answered, they looked for a way inside and discovered the garage door was wide open. The whole house was eerily silent, the reason for which became apparent when they discovered the remains of Chris, his wife, and his son scattered throughout the house. And as it turned out, the person responsible for this tragedy was Chris himself. He ended the
Yeah. And I guess I don't know if they're going to mention it or not, but I'll just blow through it because it's easy. But yeah, his special move was basically a headbutt from really, really high up. Really dangerous shit. So people think that's why he kind of lost his mind. And then they didn't want to release certain details, so they changed the Wikipedia regarding his death like soon after, and then before the broadcast or whatever. So yeah, I guess they're trying to like hide that, he kind of went crazy. But I assume that's because the, wrestling federation, whatever, entertainment industry doesn't want to take flack for that, for someone dying because of like the entertainment aspect of it. So that's what that's all I know about it. But I feel like it's kind of like we don't need to watch a whole thing about that, right? I think we're good. I think a lot of people already knew that.
lives of both his wife and son before turning on himself. They thought someone had for 14 hours before police did the welfare check. The edit read, Chris Benoit was replaced by Johnny Nitro for the ECW Championship match at Vengeance, as Benoit was not there due to personal issues stemming from the death of his wife, Nancy. The thing about
Well, yeah, bro, what are they going to say? Oh, he's not going to show it because he murdered his whole family. What the hell? That's just like a normal PR... Bro, I'm getting pissed off with this video.
Is that it's a social collaboration platform where anyone can add new info or make edits. One possible explanation was that Chris, for some reason, made this edit himself. However, the autopsy report revealed that...
Bro, I'm sorry. Next one. I'm sorry. That's going to be a no for me. That's going to be a no from me. Is it this one?
The case could move in that direction, investigators found the man who made the edit, a 19-year-old university student named Matthew Greenberg. Matthew, however, was surprisingly cooperative. He allowed the police to confiscate his computer and other devices to investigate and agreed to an interrogation without any resistance. And when asked about his edit, he claimed that he made it after seeing rumors of it on wrestling forums.
Well, over like last weekend, there was...
Bro, and Wikipedia is like a publicly edited site, so it literally doesn't even matter. It's not like it was changed on the like WWE site or anything. Like, of course, anyone has access to it, and then people could just change it faulty anyway. I guess, like, how would he have the information? But he just said because he saw it, heard rumors about it. So I don't know. Bro.
2023 were meant to be a celebration for 18-year-old Cameron Robbins, a recent high school graduate from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He was on a celebratory cruise in the Bahamas with several hundred fellow graduates. The festivities, however, took a devastating turn on the evening of May 24th, leading to a mystery that the internet is still debating to this day. At around 9:30 p.m., Cameron was aboard the small cruise ship named the Blackbeard's Revenge near the uninhabited Athol Island, northwest of Nassau. The ship was stocked with alcohol.
Yeah, that sounds like a Margaritaville on the water. Like, there's nothing but drunk old people on there.
And since the legal drinking age in the Bahamas is 18, Cameron and his friends were drinking non-stop. But as they were enjoying their time on the cruise, someone reportedly dared Cameron to take a leap off the ship into the dark water. Cameron, likely due to heavy intoxication, agreed to the dare instantly and jumped overboard, resulting in one of his friends recording this video using Snapchat.
Oh, bro, the worst things happen on Snapchat.
This kid jumped off! Oh my god. Oh, bye-bye!
Oh, dude, and he's drunk? That's so terrible. He's done.
Grab the buoy! Hey, the buoy!
I mean,
This was, unfortunately, the last time anyone saw Cameron alive. The crew stopped as quickly as it could, and the crew alerted the Coast Guard about Cameron's disappearance. However, despite an extensive 2-day-long search of a 325-square-mile area, Cameron was nowhere to be found. He more than likely passed away not long after jumping overboard. But even his remains were never discovered, which, considering the extensive search, was very odd. And
Is it though? I mean, his body probably sunk at a certain point. Like, literally, like hours after, probably just started sinking. And then at a certain point, it goes down further than y'all even have gone. No? I mean, what is the mystery here?
The reason for it, according to some, is that he was attacked by a shark shortly after his jump. This theory began when someone noticed what looked like a large fish swimming toward
matter?
Cameron seconds after he landed in the water. Moments later, Cameron could also be seen swimming in the opposite direction while ignoring the life preserver right in front of him, almost as if he saw the shark and was trying to get away from it. That said, the evidence supporting this theory is a bit inconsistent. On the one hand, the shark population in the Bahamas is quite healthy.
Bro, he's dead either way, though. What are we debating here?
These cruise ships often throw food waste overboard as well, likely causing the local marine life to associate them with food. So it's possible that a shark was following the ship and immediately swam over to Cameron to investigate as soon as it heard him hit the water. Additionally, many sharks also hunt at night, making shark attacks on humans the cause of Cameron's death, whether by
It doesn't matter though. I get sometimes being like, oh, well, what happened? Bro, it's just sad, dude. Why even sit there talking about it like that? That's just sad. Bro, what a bad, I'm not even kidding.
particularly at night.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king. With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge. He wants more, he's got to have more.
I don't know what's going on.
The Mad Gasser of Mattoon.
I don't know what's going on with this video, but I hope Chilling Scares is okay, because what the fuck is this, dude? Honestly.
On the night of September 1st, 1944, a woman in the small town of Mattoon, Illinois named Aline Carney woke up smelling a sickening sweet odor in her bedroom at around 11 p.m. She dismissed the odor at first, thinking it was just the scent of flowers drifting in from outside her open window, but the sweetness soon became suffocatingly intense. She tried to get out of bed to investigate, but collapsed to the floor as soon as she stood up. That's when she realized she had no feeling in her arms or legs. The odor was also starting to cause a burning sensation on her lips and throat, making it difficult to even breathe. Seconds later, she also heard her daughter crying on the bed, asking why she couldn't move her arms or legs.
Oh my god, that's terrifying, bro. You just smell like cinnamon rolls. It's getting overwhelming, and you're like, what the fuck's going on? And then you're paralyzed, and your kid's screaming that they're bro.
Hearing this, Aline used all the strength she had to call for help, eventually getting the attention of her sister, who was sleeping in a different room. Her sister noticed the smell as well and determined that it was coming from the open bedroom window. She ran out to call the neighbors for help. Around the same time, Aline's husband, who was a taxi driver, pulled into the driveway. But before he could get out of his car, he was horrified to see a thin, tall figure standing outside the bedroom window. It was dressed in all black with what looked like a gas mask on its face and was holding a strange tubular device in its hand. The husband tried to chase after it, but the figure disappeared into a nearby alleyway. Given what they knew, the family concluded that the sweet-smelling gas had been released into the bedroom by the mysterious figure, later dubbed the Mad Gasser of Mattoon by the local media. Aline and her daughter were able to recover without any permanent damage to their bodies. However, the attack on their home became the template for numerous similar incidents over the next 2 weeks. Victims, mostly women and often home alone or with family, would report being hit with an odorless gas or sometimes a sickly sweet smell. This was followed by a range of symptoms like nausea, vomiting, temporary paralysis, dizziness, disorientation, and a burning sensation in the throat or eyes. In some cases, the symptoms lasted for hours, requiring medical attention. Yet, despite the severity of these chemical attacks, any attempts to investigate the gasser came up empty. There was no visible damage to homes,
Bro, this looks like old-timey, so he could just do whatever the hell he wants. There's no way they're gonna find, even today, bro.
broken windows, and no fingerprints. The mysterious assailant seemed to vanish into thin air. Witnesses and victims reported seeing shadows or figures lurking outside their windows, specifically near the ventilation openings of their homes. But the police never found any
Oh, come on. Oh my god. I can't finish it, bro. I'm sorry, dude. Bro. Lost some points with that one. I'm not gonna lie. Lost some points with that. I'm very disappointed. I didn't love that one. I'm not gonna hold it against him because something's going on personally with him. Has he posted again? Was that the most recent one a week ago? Okay, he's got other ones, so bro, this one? No, I don't know. I'm sorry. All right, let's change up the mood a little bit. Well, not really changing up. 5 most disturbing hunting encounters. All right. We got TikTok's strangest conspiracy theories by Romeister.
People are posting online saying that police weren't there to handle a group of rowdy teens, but rather 8 to 10 feet tall, shadowy aliens.
Bro, you see the weirdest stuff on TikTok. People just make up stuff, say whatever, make it sound nice. People just believe it. They're not gonna Google it, look into it. Doesn't happen anymore.
Conspiracy theories have been a huge part of internet culture ever since its inception. You got things like lizard people, aliens, that certain event from 2001, JFK, MLK. Most of them I don't believe. The JFK one I'm kinda on the fence about, but with MLK I 100% believe it. There is no way the CIA didn't have any involvement in that. Is what
I've never really heard of that theory, so I've never thought about that. That's interesting.
I would say if I did believe that, but of course I don't. But those aren't what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about some more recent theories, quite literally stuff I just stumbled upon on TikTok. I think I mentioned TikTok at least once every video. TikTok. There's always some rando online claiming the wildest shit imaginable.
The moon is not only hollow, but an artificial spacecraft that came here a long time ago.
Yeah, bro, that's so TikTok. That is like an epitome of TikTok info.
And sometimes it makes sense. Sometimes it doesn't, but either way, someone is going to believe it. So I think it's finally time I made a video dedicated to this topic. So without further ado, here are my thoughts on 5 TikTok conspiracy theories.
Big incident in Bayside Marketplace.
Alien sightings at Bayside Marketplace.
Panic at Bayside Marketplace.
The 2024 Miami Bayside Marketplace incident
I've never heard of this at all.
is,
Never.
for one, a really long name, and I am not going to call it that for the entire video, and for another, something you've probably come across before. It's been making its way.
Sorry, bro, counted the syllables in that. I'm sorry. That's gonna be a like for me.
And for another, something you've probably come across before. It's been making its way around the internet for the past year or so now. If you're unaware, it's an incident that occurred on New Year's Day of 2024 involving all sorts of things from teenage.
Bro, am I old? I never heard about this, ever.
Craziness to the supernatural to aliens. This was originally the only thing I was going to talk about in this video, as it was going to be the start to my Evidence for Extraterrestrials series, which I will do eventually, don't worry guys. But oh man, I found a lot of other stuff. Around 8 p.m. on New Year's Day, a large group of teenagers gather at the Miami Bayside Marketplace.
Bro, why are they calling it a marketplace? What's that? I don't think I have a marketplace here in Nevada at all. I've never seen a marketplace. I don't know a market. Like, is that just a shopping center?
Why were they there? Probably just to be teenagers and cause some havoc. Now, allegedly, the teens were armed with sticks, damaging property, and lighting fireworks, which were then mistaken for guns.
Hey, that was a clean window punch.
Gunshots, and the police were called, being told a shooting may have been in progress or that a fight broke out between the teens. Then a massive amount of police vehicles arrive on the scene and close down the street.
Oh shit, wait, why?
I mean, look at this, what the fuck? Slightly related to this, later in the night, another fight breaks out when one of the teens throws a bottle at a man's car, and when the man goes out to inspect the damage, he confronts the teen that threw it, and more than 10 of them jump him, which, like, damn guys, a little over.
Okay, well, I mean, at that point, you're like getting into riot territory almost, so.
Overkill, don't you think? Don't worry though, no one reportedly suffered any serious injuries, and 4 of the boys.
Ain't no way that guy wasn't injured. He got jumped by 20 people. He's injured. He's underreported.
Detained.
Excuse me, you drop your iPhone Promax.
Officially, that is where the story ends. Some boys were detained, and it was mostly a false alarm. But if you've heard of this incident, you know that's not where it ends. You probably heard of more through memes online claiming sightings of aliens, the supernatural, pointing out the massive police presence, and apparently no photo or video evidence being recorded.
There's no way, dude. There's so many people there, and they're children, like teens and stuff, so, I mean, they got phones. You just don't know of it, I guess? I mean, you just showed a bunch of TikToks.
Whatsoever.
You know you could be vaping formaldehyde, which is used in taxidermy. Yeesh!
Which that last claim specifically is totally false. I don't know why that spread around with the existence of these, but why was there such a large police presence, and was there actually an alien or supernatural creature? Well, according to the story by police, someone mistook the fireworks for gunshots and called them, claiming there to be a shooting in progress at the marketplace. And as you should know, shootings usually involve large police presences. Though online, a lot of people do point out that even for a shooting, this is a
Nah, dude. I mean, come on. Nowadays, this is like completely like, they're getting reamed over not handling these well. And then they're gonna like do a little bit more than they probably need to, and then everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, stop doing your job, stop, what the fuck? Like, bro, make up your mind. Like, this is not crazy, especially if they think there's a shooting going, and it's not a mall, bro, it's a marketplace. There's a whole lot more people involved. So that's not crazy at all.
Lot of police, and that really can't be debated, but I think it can be explained by the fact that the marketplace is near a highway. I don't live in Miami, and I don't know how busy this highway is in the evening, but I mean, come on. It's Miami.
Dexter!
It's a big-ass city. The police are gonna want to keep a shooting away from the highway. Okay, well, what if this is just a cover-up for something?
I don't know about that. I don't think the highway has like that much to do with it, but I mean, it is a high-traffic area. And if there's a shooting, it's the same. That's not crazy. It's crazy that people are looking into it thinking there's an alien. What the actual fuck, bro?
Maybe an alien invasion. This footage, many people online claim shows a tall extraterrestrial creature walking in the marketplace and is the reason for the police presence. Looking at this footage, yikes, man. I don't know what to say about this, guys. It's just a blur. Come on.
Cool. I'm glad he's not loony, like a lunatic.
I'm not going to deny that this could be an alien, but for me, this is not enough evidence to conclude there was an alien there. There are some eyewitness testimonies, most of...
Oh my god. Bro, this joke of a human? What is this? Ugh. People are so desperate on TikTok, bro. It's so embarrassing. Oh my god.
Fit together, but I'm not gonna believe some random people online just because they say something. Oh, well, why do you believe the police then?
Yeah, but it's not about just saying something. I feel like there's a lot more to it, especially because like TikTok's like 15 seconds. Like, you have no idea what kind of research they did. Like, you can't even assess their demeanor on the subject when they're talking in real time because it's all cut up. So, oh my god, I don't know.
Because the police aren't claiming that a 10-foot tall alien was just roaming around some random Floridian marketplace. I'm gonna need more proof than a blurry video and like 2 eyewitnesses. Also, take a look at these interviews with some of the teens there. Do they sound like they just saw an alien?
No, bro, come on. No. What's the next one? I'm good.
Real. The words spoken, or should I say yelled, by Tiffany Gomez, or Gomez. I will say, for this part, I will be self-censoring myself because there are a lot of cuss words, and I do not want to have to go through my video and bleep it out through there.
Fair, bro.
I'm sorry about that, but YouTube's weird.
No more saying cuss words.
Tiffany's anger was recorded and posted on TikTok, where it gained huge popularity. First starting as a meme, people found it funny and started making recreations and posting it everywhere. And then later, people claimed that she actually saw an alien or a shape.
I've had too much of these. The last video was just like this. Just insane claims. Bored people with nothing else to do but post.
Shapeshifter on that plane.
She thought it was a reptilian alien shapeshifter.
I don't even want to entertain that. I'm sorry, that's just so goddamn stupid. We'll watch the high point and that's it.
About my shit. That was a weird way to self-censor. Why would someone who wants to get off a plane because she thinks someone stole her AirPods not want to bring her stuff with her? That seems like a little bit of a weird contradiction, right? Now her saying get her effing team after this probably alludes to another woman on the plane saying this. The woman in the pink claims she is a licensed attorney and that the man, who I'm assuming is the one accused of stealing the AirPods, is her brother. She then says that she, or her group, has 5 seats on the plane. This could have been quite a contributing factor to Tiffany's apparent distress. Both flying alone, which can be quite stressful in itself, and arguing with 5 other people could be the original cause for her seeming so freaked out. She then says, "Things aren't right. I'm telling you, things aren't right." A very strange choice of words for the situation, supposedly only involving some stolen AirPods. But then, right after that, the flight attendant confirms the situation, saying Tiffany is accusing someone of stealing her belongings, and Tiffany, notably, does not combat this.
So, what we're going to do, she said, we're accusing somebody of taking your belongings, you can file a report. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
She doesn't say that's not why, or you're misunderstanding the situation, or even I just want to leave. She's silent. The woman in the pink repeats that she is a licensed attorney, and they seem to have a little disagreement.
Bro, this is dumb. What is this dumb? This is so dumb.
Belongings, and she isn't getting it back. And that is sorta reasonable, if the man actually did steal her AirPods and 4 other people came to his defense. And then, the famous words are spoken. A very confusing choice of words given the situation. Why did she say he wasn't real and you can
What is the point though? Who gives a shit, dude? I don't care. What is the conspiracy here? That's just boredom to the extreme. Like, who gives a shit, dude?
Here, I realize now that I didn't look too much into the actual theories about her and what happened afterwards. A lot of people say she was somehow replaced by a body double or something. I don't believe this. There's no real evidence.
Who gives a shit, dude? Why do you... Conspiracy theories used to be actually interesting, dude. This is just bored children. Like, what are we talking about here? Helen Keller is a lie? Bro. I'll watch this one, okay? The other thing was stupid. The other thing was so stupid. I'm sorry. There was nothing interesting there. Wasn't funny. Wasn't cool. Wasn't scary. Disturbing. Nothing. That was trash, bro. Sorry. So that one, no good. I've had a few no good ones today, and we need to change it up because this is pissing me off, man. All right, let's lock in. Let's get set. Oh no.
Was Helen Keller real? The thing about this conspiracy theory is that it's kind of the opposite of most conspiracy theories. Instead of believing something that has absolutely no evidence behind it, it's not believing something that has a bunch of evidence behind it. So
okay, so I'm just gonna get pissed off at this one too. So I'm just gonna get annoyed here. Dude, it's literally people like, you're gonna sit there and watch a 30-second TikTok that says Helen Keller was actually lying the whole time. Like, just to see what they're gonna say. But this is a waste of time. I'm not gonna watch that. And we know the Mandela effect is like a real thing. So, at least maybe that one will be better.
Trying to make me feel like I was losing my mind!
We're just gonna let ourselves out.
the Mandela effect. Now hold on, I know what you're thinking. I already know what the Mandela effect is, and I'm sure you do. You see, the Mandela effect is a real thing. It is a real phenomenon that happens. A large group of people remembering something contrary to an accepted fact. Specifically, specifically about the memory itself and not just a belief contrary to the truth. The confusion arises though when we ask, why does the Mandela effect happen? The term was coined after Nelson Mandela's death in 2013 because a lot of people recall him dying in the 1980s, so hearing that he was still alive up until 2013 caused a lot of confusion. This then evolved into people noticing other things that they supposedly remember being one way, but
you know what, I'm trying. It's so boring. It's so boring. The first one was good. The first one was good, but the rest, oh my god.
I mean, Einstein and Frankenstein come to mind immediately. Sure, they aren't pronounced.
And possessions were rabies. You know what? You know what? I don't think we finished this one. I don't think we finished this one. I think we would have known it. Not good off the bat, right? It's TikTok shit. Okay. So we knew that, but I'm not gonna waste my time. There's nothing to say about that garbage. It's stupid. It's interesting only because people actually think that. That's it. Nothing to say about it. But wow. I don't know. I don't think we'll I don't know if we'll be watching another Rohmeister one here, but yeah. Anyway, next one's gonna be 5 most disturbing hunting encounters. Alright guys, this one's gonna be Sam Reed. I tried breakfast at non-breakfast restaurants.
Did you know that you can order breakfast at Buffalo Wild Wings? Well, at most locations you can't, but in certain places with weird hours, restaurants like B-dubs will occasionally include breakfast on the menu. So in this episode of the Studio Review, I'll be ordering breakfast from...
Bro, I imagine that would be pretty okay. I mean, their wings are not bad, right? I mean... I don't think so.
6 different restaurants that don't typically serve it to see what they offer and whether it's actually worth getting.
Which one?
That don't typically...
Never been to Qdoba. I've never actually been to P.F. Chang's. I know what it is, but never been there. Jersey Mike's is good. Five Guys is good. It's just expensive. And Arby's is trash, bro. I don't know what people be seeing in Arby's.
Serve it to see what they offer and whether it's actually worth getting. Thanks to ZocDoc for sponsoring this episode. I've actually been trying to find a B-dubs that serves breakfast for a while now, but they're actually more elusive than I thought. Much like the other fast food oddities I cover in my...
Yeah, bro, you have to go to like an airport or something. I've never even seen that. They have like the B-dubs on the go thing or whatever, but you ain't finding breakfast there.
Videos like KFC buffets, for example, there's no centralized list on the company website of locations that currently serve breakfast. But with Buffalo Wild Wings, I was able to find a PDF of nutrition facts that specifically mentions breakfast at JFK Airport.
There you go, yeah.
Unfortunately, the Google Maps
Convenience.
listing was updated recently to say that they open at 11 a.m., so there was a solid chance they stopped serving breakfast. I tried calling them multiple times to ask, but no one would answer the phone. But thanks to the help of some of my Instagram followers who are traveling
The airport B-dubs, they don't have time to breathe. Especially at JFK. Oh my god, no way, man.
through
You're asking too
JFK, I was
much.
able to confirm that they were in fact still open before 11 a.m. and serving breakfast.
Ooh, did that
I was
look
able to
good
confirm
or
that they
no?
were in
That
fact
didn't look
still
good.
open.
And it doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look good at all. Like, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look like it's bad. But bro, that looks a little sad. The tots look crispy though. You got something going there. I feel like the sandwich is killing me, and then the ketchup. The ketchup, and the little cup, no.
Open before 11 a.m. and serving breakfast. So I made my way to JFK, being careful to choose an airline that flies into Terminal 4 because you can't
on a
connect
whole flight for this though?
between terminals without leaving security. And at long last, there it was.
Bro, I had to get a whole nother ticket to go back around?
A Buffalo Wild Wings with breakfast. A BWWWB, if you will.
Bro, that's like $300 for you to do this, at least. I don't know, $200 if you're really skimping? That's crazy. I wonder how much it costs. It's probably so expensive.
I got there around 8:30 a.m. and I was the only non-employee in the
8:30?
restaurant. It's a seat yourself sort of situation, and on the back of the seat yourself sign is the sign that says breakfast available here. They had this little airport patio, which is such a funny concept to me, but when I tried to go sit out there, they shouted at me, so that was cool. So instead, I got a seat by the window overlooking the tarmac. You order using a QR code on the table, and the three main breakfast options were an American
Oh, bro, and that's just the one thing? You don't get a drink? Bro.
breakfast, a breakfast wrap, and a breakfast sandwich. I went with the American breakfast,
$21 for wings? $21 for wings?
which comes with eggs, breakfast meat, and toast. Options for customization were fairly limited. Like, all you could really choose was whether you wanted bacon or sausage. I figured you'd at least be able to choose like what type of toast you wanted or maybe how you wanted your eggs. But I realized that maybe it's possible they're making these with like a carton of egg liquid, in which case it would be pretty difficult to make a sunny side up egg. I really wanted to commit to the bit and order wings as a side, but the smallest number you could get was 10, and it was like
10 wings for $21, bro. That's crazy. Pre-tax.
$22. So I just stuck with the bacon and eggs. In terms of beverages, there weren't a ton of options available. I mean, don't get me wrong, there were lots of alcoholic drinks on the menu, including a mimosa, but just not like what I would consider traditional breakfast beverages like coffee or orange juice. Although I assume they'd have to have orange juice back there in order to make the mimosa, right? I don't know. So I ended up getting a Diet Pepsi.
Oh, what? No coffee, no orange juice?
Which felt like a mistake, but I didn't know what else to get. Once the food came out, I was pleasantly surprised to find out that this meal also included tater tots. The bacon...
Hey, that doesn't look that bad, though. I mean, 20 is crazy either way, but that doesn't look that
was
bad.
super thick cut, which I really like. And I honestly couldn't tell whether these were real eggs or not. Probably made with egg liquid, but definitely higher quality than the powdered egg stuff you'd find on a hotel breakfast buffet. The toast came with little packets on the side, and there was ketchup for the tater tots, but I'm more of a hot sauce man myself.
Yes, sir.
The bartender brought me out Tabasco, but took the cap with him. Do you guys think that's like an airport security?
What? I would be so offended. We'd fight right there. I'd pounce on him. We'd be throwing down. You just stole my Tabasco cap, brother. This is temporarily mine. You think I'm gonna come back to you for the lid, or you're gonna let it all get all dry or something? What are we doing?
Like, if I don't have a cap, maybe I'm less likely to take this bottle of Tabasco on a plane with me. I don't know. In terms of quality, everything was actually
you're not getting that on the plane, bro. I don't think you're getting that on the plane.
Solid. Keep in mind this did cost $20, but I think the bacon and eggs were just much higher quality than I was expecting. And honestly, so were the tater tots and the toast. Just as a side note, it's impossible for me to take a bite of toast without my mind quoting that scene from Nacho Libre where he's like, "Good toast." Also really, really difficult for me not to say that out loud after someone gives a toast at a wedding.
Good toast.
I ended up tearing up the second piece of bacon to make sort of a scramble. I'm a huge fan of a good breakfast scramble. All right, so obviously I'm not only interested in what these restaurants have to offer, but the quality as well. So
I'm sorry, there's no way that was good though. Like, I'm sure it's passable as breakfast in a pinch at the airport. There's no way that was good, bro.
Criteria I'm using to judge the breakfasts is simple. Given other options, would I go back to this place for breakfast in the future? Like if I'm flying through JFK in the morning, would I go out of my way to go to Buffalo Wild Wings as opposed to like any of the other restaurants they have that offer breakfast? And I think I'd say yes. I mean, $20 is probably as good as you're gonna find.
Oh, you're gonna spend $20 anyway there, anywhere. Fuck, Starbucks is gonna be like $10 for a small drink. Like, that's gonna be normal. That's just airport.
In an airport for a plated breakfast, non-sandwich category. I would have loved a little more customization or some better breakfast drinks, but at least you know you definitely won't have to wait for a table here. Because
the problem is the accessibility with this one, because you're not gonna always be at the JFK airport or stopping over there, so you can't really depend on it. Like if you're there, sure, grab it. I don't think it's that exciting to like have as occasionally as that to be like, yeah, it's a good place. Like I would just forget about it if it were me.
Because of the nature of my content, I get a decent number of comments asking about my health. And the truth is that when I'm not filming for an episode, I'm paying close attention to how I fuel my body and making sure I'm not waiting.
Oh, it's an ad.
See a doctor when things feel off. This year specifically 50 see a professional you'll love. Dermatologist, doctor to doctor to service point. Are all these restaurants going to be in airports? And I'm going to level with you. If a non-breakfast place is serving breakfast, 9 times out of 10 it is going to be in an airport, but not always. So for my next stop, I'm headed to Arby's in Front Royal, Virginia.
Save every day on home decor at Hobby Lobby. Come shop seating, storage, clocks, mirrors, and more. Come shop everyday low prices on home.
I don't know about you guys.
9 for Arby's?
But I'm like, wait, does Arby's normally serve breakfast? We excluded them from the Fast Food Gauntlet Breakfast Edition because our local Arby's doesn't serve it. So I mistakenly assumed that Arby's doesn't serve breakfast anywhere. But some locations do in fact have it. So shout out to Robert who emailed me about this specific location in Front Royal.
Oh.
Despite their Google Maps.
Robert? How do you know that?
Listing saying they open at 10, I called to confirm that they do in fact serve breakfast starting at 7 a.m., which was further reinforced by this sign out front. I pulled and I was once again the only patron in the establishment, so not super confidence inspiring. Then again, B-Dubs wasn't crowded either, and their breakfast was fine. The breakfast menu at Arby's mostly consisted of breakfast sandwiches.
Honestly, I don't think people go into places like that anymore. I really just don't think so. I think most people are going through the drive-thru. Half the other people are door dashing or Uber, whatever, so I just don't think a lot of people walking in.
One wrap on there, and then a sausage gravy biscuit and some French toast sticks. And unlike B-Dubs, they had both coffee and orange juice on the menu. They had some apple turnovers out under a warmer, but those are actually part of the regular menu at locations that don't serve breakfast, so I passed on those. I ended up getting a number 3 combo, so the bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit meal, which comes with 2 potato cakes and a coffee. I also kind of panic ordered a sausage gravy biscuit. I don't know why. My food came out on this elliptical tray, but to be honest, maybe that's normal for dine-in orders at Arby's. I don't really eat at Arby's all that often, so I have no idea. I'll have to ask my friend Brinson, who loves Arby's. I would describe the bacon, egg, and cheese as fine. To their credit, the biscuit was really...
Oof, bro, fine. That's not good.
Soft and flaky. And also to their credit, they gave me an extra potato cake. These were little triangles, and they were actually really good. Fluffier than a McDonald's.
It's just potatoes, though. It's just potato, bro.
Hash brown, but still pretty crunchy. I moved on to the sausage biscuit and discovered that they gave me way more gravy than any one man should consume. After I poured it on
the Lord, do they
biscuit, I still had at least 75% of this cup left. And upon further inspection, it looked like the sausage in the gravy was just cut up patties from the sandwiches as opposed to sausage crumbles made specifically for the gravy. This isn't an item I eat.
That's totally Arby's style. Just go around and don't do the right thing.
on a super regular basis, and despite tasting good, it was one of those foods that just makes you feel kind of gross and bloated as you're eating it. And to be fair,
yeah, dude, it's not real food. That's why it's all processed.
Kind of what I signed up for by going to Arby's for breakfast. Overall, this meal felt less greasy than breakfast from McDonald's or Hardee's. So would I go out of my way to get this again? I don't think so. I think if I want this type of food, Hardee's has way more breakfast options that are pretty reliable, even if they are a little greasier. And if we're talking fast food breakfast in general, when given the option between this and Taco Bell breakfast, I would choose Taco Bell 10 times out of 10.
Bro, Taco Bell breakfast actually doesn't fuck around. It's pretty darn good, man. They know how to make an egg, I guess. It ain't real either, though. But I mean, if you got 30 seconds to pull up and get some food.
As I walked back to my car, I had an epiphany that what I should have done was curly fries for breakfast.
Bro, ew. From that, you got the epiphany? Gross.
Gotta think about what makes Arby's unique. So roast beef and curly fries. And I'm out on roast beef for breakfast, but if you threw curly fries into a breakfast burrito or something, that would have gone so hard. All right, next up, we're headed to get breakfast at Five Guys.
I highly doubt this would be good. I bet it would be very expensive and super subpar, just like the whole place. It's not that good.
This Five Guys is located in Concourse C of the Atlanta airport. There's a big banner hanging up advertising their breakfast, and from the looks of it, their breakfast sandwiches are made with their regular hamburger buns.
Bro, just a straight up burger though? Like, really?
So if I'm understanding this correctly, if you're in Australia or the UK, that would technically make this an egg burger. But to my point about curly fries, I guess the fries from Five Guys are kind of like a stand-in for breakfast potatoes. They have a little panel added to the side of their normal
bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, $11.44, bro, for just the sandwich. Exactly what I thought. $4 for a coffee, bro. Large coffee, but $4, bro. It's Five Guys. Like, you're not even a coffee thing at all, bro. This is like diner coffee.
Board with their breakfast options, and you can get a few different types of breakfast sandwiches and even add a burger patty if you want. And then to drink, you can get coffee or orange.
Why would you want to do? I don't like this
juice. And it also says that they have cold brew, which is a first for this episode. True to stereotypes about both airports and Five Guys, I would say that the prices were pretty absurd. Like for an
that's the first thing I thought.
Egg on their hamburger bun, you're paying $8. I'm guessing that probably costs them like $1 to make, so they're out there selling it at like 700% profit. I ordered a bacon, egg, and cheese, which was $11.44, and I tried to order a cold brew, but she told me
nasty work, bro. 1000% profit margin.
That they didn't have any lids for their cold brew cups. I didn't know for sure that I was going to finish it before I got on my flight, so I decided to do a fountain drink instead, which they did have lids for. This was definitely an interesting experience. I feel like because it's a bun, mentally I was expecting something hard.
That looks so sad. That looks so sad. Could we not be elegant with breakfast in a quick fashion?
In the middle, but instead you get a thin layer of egg and then the bacon and cheese.
Yeah, that looks like a cop-out of a sandwich.
So at first it just felt like it was mostly bread. But by the time I got to the middle of the sandwich, it had won me over. Still a little bit on the greasy side for my preference, but pretty tasty. And I liked that the cheese was super melty. I think if I were to go back, I would love to try their cold brew, and I'd maybe add a burger patty to the bacon, egg, and cheese to get kind of like a breakfast burger experience. And I'd also love to try the Cajun fries. For some reason, that sounds really good with breakfast. Granted, if I were to order all of that, it would set me back something like
$30, bro, after tax.
$24, which is frankly offensive for breakfast. So would I go out of my way to get this again? I'm a little on the fence, but I'm gonna say probably not. I'd much rather grab a breakfast bowl, which is by far one of the best things at our next stop, Qdoba.
Never been here, so I don't know much about this.
This
3.0, oh good.
Specific Qdoba is located in Concourse B of the Denver airport. If you've watched any of my old videos, I actually went there in a video about the Denver airport like 3 years ago. And even though I'm headed back to yet another airport, I do think that there are non-airport Qdobas that serve breakfast. And this is one of my biggest gripes with the restaurant industry. When I'm trying to find something like a KFC buffet or a Qdoba that serves breakfast, there's no way to search for them. I typically have to find a specific location on Google Maps and either call them.
Bro, there's no way there's not like some website that tracks all of that by now, right?
Or a lot of times I'll go to the reviews, sort by newest, and then search for the thing I'm looking for, like buffet or breakfast. And a lot of times you'll find a review that's like, wish they hadn't gotten rid of the buffet, but if you're lucky, you might find a recent picture that shows that they still have the thing you're looking for. It would be infinitely easier if on the company website where they list all the locations, there was just some sort of filter where you could check a box that says like serves breakfast or has a buffet. So if you work for a restaurant chain and you're watching this, please make that change. Taco Bell and Qdoba could do that for locations that still serve breakfast, and KFC and Pizza Hut could do that for locations that have buffet.
Bro's trying to change the world. I appreciate it, Sam.
It would be so helpful. Okay, back to the Qdoba in the Denver airport, and this is actually where Mike and I went for breakfast after finishing the Taco Bell 50.
I feel like this one I kind of want to just breeze through. Is that
the day before? And much like their lunch and dinner offerings, their breakfast walk. You can also choose to get chicken instead.
Well, how are you going to go wrong with that though? Like, I mean, they're really not going to mess that up. It just comes down to price with a bowl like that.
Of chorizo. And then to drink, I got a Nantucket Nectar's orange juice. They also had coffee available. And here's the thing, I love breakfast bowls. More restaurants should be doing this.
But he's going to say it's awful.
Taco Bell used to have this little egg and potato breakfast bowl in their tiny little cups, but they got rid of that. And I've argued in the past that they should do one that's the size of their Power Bowl with eggs, sausage, potatoes, pico, guac, and shredded cheese. But instead of listening to me, they got rid of breakfast at over half of their locations. So that's cool. For this particular bowl, I would say that the quality was good, not great. The eggs seemed like pretty low quality, and the chorizo was—
Bro, that looks so sad. That looks like a Holiday Inn continental bullshit like that. That does not look good.
Wasn't quite as good as I remembered, so maybe the chicken would have been the better choice. I've honestly been sleeping on chicken as a breakfast meat, but I'm finally starting to come around. Although in my opinion, the meat at Qdoba is generally lower quality than the meat at Chipotle. I do think the spicy queso is kind of the—
Yeah, it sounds like a Walmart Chipotle. Qdoba.
Star of the show here. Even though the quality at Qdoba wasn't necessarily as good as Jersey Mike's, and I'll tell you right off the bat, this is not worth your time.
Oh dude, who would think a sub place is going to give you a good breakfast sandwich?
This one is in Concourse A of Washington Dulles, and they have a very limited menu with basically 4 slight variations of the same sandwich.
Oh, even more expensive. Oh my God. That's nasty work. Bro, and the pork one's the cheapest? Is that right?
Sandwich served on a sub roll. When I asked, they told me that pork roll was salami, which did not sound super appetizing for breakfast. So even though it's labeled as a Jersey favorite, I went with the sausage, egg, and cheese. And that was a whopping $15.40. Not a lot of—
Oh my God. $15.40? Huh? $15.40?
Great drink options. They have coffee listed on the menu, or I guess you could get something from their refrigerated section, like a Celsius or a smoothie. To be fair, they did use real eggs, but that wasn't enough to make up for how not great the rest of the sandwich was. The sausage felt—
Oh, that was so wet. Oh, that was like soggy.
Eggs, but that wasn't enough to make up for how not great.
Bro, $15. Just burn it up, rip it up, and set it on fire. Good Lord. That's so sad.
The rest of the sandwich was. The sausage felt pretty low quality, like the patties that you'd find in a school cafeteria, and just way too much bread. I think it could have benefited from like a hot sauce or an aioli or something. And I assumed that I'd get to walk down the counter and pick stuff like tomatoes to go on it, like you normally do at Jersey Mike's, but they just wrapped it up and handed it to me as is. So would I go out of my way to get Jersey Mike's breakfast in the future? The verdict here is a resounding no. All right, for our final stop, we're headed back to the Atlanta airport, this time to Concourse A to visit P.F. Chang's.
I just don't think you're gonna cut.
If you watch my video about airport food, I saw this sign and kind of wondered what breakfast at P.F. Chang's would even be like, so I was excited to finally get to try it. You have to go up an escalator to get to the restaurant, and it wasn't super crowded when I got there around 8:45 a.m.
Oh, nah, that place is dead all the time. I'm pretty sure that place is dead all the time.
Breakfast options at P.F. Chang's were a Mongolian hash, a classic breakfast with eggs, bacon, and potatoes. Breakfast.
See, but when you see it with that kind of presentation, you're kind of like 16. I mean, we're sitting down, and it's a whole thing. That's not that bad.
Fried rice, and then some breakfast cocktails. I feel like if I was just trying to get breakfast in everyday life, normally I'd order the classic one, but I figured when in Rome, etc., etc. So I ordered the Mongolian hash, and here they do ask you how you want your eggs, so I asked for them sunny side up. And then I also got an orange juice. I gotta hand it to them.
And some water, bro. That looks like an experience, bro. That looks really good for less than $20.
Besides maybe Qdoba, this is probably the best example of extending the style or the theme of the menu to their breakfast offerings. Like the B-Dubs breakfast could have been served anywhere, and the execution of the breakfast sandwiches at Five Guys and Jersey Mike's wasn't really anything to write home about, but this was both super appetizing and distinctively P.F. Chang's. And I'll preface this by saying that the Mongolian hash was really good, but as I started eating, I realized that it was basically a beef and vegetables dinner entree with some potatoes underneath and an egg on top. At $18.50,
yeah, this not a breakfast.
It's a little pricey, but less than what I paid for at B-Dubs and just as filling. Unfortunately, no knife to cut the...
No way, that was less than what you paid at B-Dubs. That's crazy, bro. I'd do this every time in that situation. Like, we'd never be going back to B-Dubs.
Beef, but I'm assuming that's because we were past TSA. I'd be interested in trying the classic breakfast next time, but overall this is definitely something I'd go out of my way to eat in the future. Also, I feel like if you need a quiet place to sit, there are a bunch of benches right outside of P.F. Chang's.
Yeah,
maybe not
dude.
the most comfortable.
Super sick video. I love Sam Reed, bro. I've only watched a few of his videos so far, but so good, man. So good. Go check him out. Anyways, guys, next one's going to be 4 more unnerving Reddit threads. We'll see how this goes. I'm skeptical.